Here are 3 lessons I learned from doing charity work in Samburu. We are in a 3-month holiday. This is on the 844 system. This is our 3-month holiday, which leads to next year. Next, I'll be doing my Form 4. Earlier this holiday, towards the beginning, around October, November there, we went for the grand opening of classrooms that we had built as the Tumaini Pioneer Club, which is a charity club in my school. We went for the grand opening in Samburu. So this is a project that we've been working on for about 2 years, around 2 years, yeah. And we've been working on this project for, it's been really hard, this project, yeah. It's gone a lot of sweat, a lot of tears, and a lot of blood has gone into this project. But we were proud to say that on that day, we were able to finally open the classroom to be able to be used by the local students. Now, this journey was not been easy. It has been filled with a lot of road bumps and a lot of walls, a lot of no's, and a lot of unpleasant things have followed us. A lot of sweat, a lot of tears, and a lot of hard work has gone into this, but finally we were able to open. And here are 3 key lessons that I learned from this whole experience, and I want to share with you guys today. The power of collective effort. Collective effort. 2 years ago, when we started this whole project, it seemed a bit far-fetched, ambitious, almost unattainable if you thought about it, because remember, we were just like a group of high school students and a few or like 2 patrons, and we all tasked with like building this classroom. And I want you to really think about it like this, to put it into context. Being a school in Nairobi, this was a project we wanted to do in Samburu. Samburu is like 7 hours away by road. Construction is not easy, especially if the building you want to make is 8 hours away. So it was really a challenge, and alone it would not have been possible. However, I tell you, the power of collective effort. There's a saying that goes, alone you might fall, but together we stand. One drop of water is simply a raindrop, can do nothing. However, if you accumulate all these drops, what we have an ocean. Through the power of collective efforts, we were able to raise more than 1 million shillings. In fact, more than 1.5 million shillings of revenue which went to building these classrooms. This was done through things like Harambees, or whenever we had school events, we'd sell club branded merchandise like bucket hats, shirts, wristbands, and all these other things. Eventually it compounded, and this was only possible when we all came together. You see, collective effort is really powerful, especially when you have the same common goal in mind. When people come together, something great happens. We were able to come together, and we showed a testament of this principle when we all came together. It started with just us as high school kids and a few teachers, but eventually it led to the building of 2 classrooms, something material, something that would have a positive impact to the people of Samburu, even for years to come and even outlive us. That was the power of collective effort. When people come together, great things happen. So we should use this to come together for greater goals, whatever it may be. Finances, charity work, even your own academics. When we do things in groups, human beings, being social beings, things just become easier. The second lesson I learned was that small changes or small actions have a big impact. One thing that we are prone of is not really seeing the implications of our actions, things that we feel are small, right? You see, you might think that donating that 100 shillings, or I don't know if you all have seen the Martyr, like the Martyr Hudson thing, or like where you're supposed to sign and pledge some money. Yeah? You guys might see that like something small, like, okay, what's 100 shillings going to do? I can't even buy chips with that in town. But one thing this project really helped me understand was that these small things really go a long way. Take, for example, if you donated a sweater, right, to a charity project, you'd think that this is just my old sweater, I don't need it anymore, just disposing it, and the easiest way to do it is through a charity center. Out of mind, out of sight. I'm not using it anymore. But when I went there to Samburu, when we were giving out some of these things, these like food stuff, these donations of clothing, just seeing the happiness that these people exuded. Because when we went there for some of the people who are not as privileged, the state of their clothes was not very good. You'd find like the trouser has some holes, it has patches, the shoes basically can't even be called shoes. And when we were able to give them these donations, of course, after selecting the best of what we were given and giving them out to these people, the happiness, you could feel the appreciation and how much impact these things had on them. And that was really powerful. You see, you might think that small things that you do when it comes to helping others are not really important, but they are important. Even at 100 shillings that you might give away can go a really long way. One of the ways we raised revenue in school was through selling of bracelets and wristbands, which were going for around 300 shillings. Now, at the forefront, 300 shillings might not have seemed a lot, but eventually, as we continued compounding and compounding this, what happened? We were able to reach above 1.5 million shillings, which led to building these classrooms. Small changes in every aspect of life, even outside of volunteer work, have a lot of impact. And it's really important that we evaluate how much impact our actions will have when it comes to affecting and improving the livelihood of others. Now, the third and final lesson that I learned from this whole Samburu trip was the gift of giving. I don't know if you've ever gotten a gift for somebody, even on their birthday, or even if it's just a simple snack or something for your mom or your dad. Seeing the smile on their face is such a warm feeling. And I never really understood this until when we went to Samburu, right? It was on the second day. We have just really settled on the first day, we've gone around a bit. Now it's the second day, the grand opening, where now we're going to see all the community members, some of the officials, and even all the students of the classroom who are going to use the classroom. Now, we're in our bus. Immediately we enter the compound, we see 2 lines of the students lined across the road, singing welcome songs with the biggest smiles I've ever seen. They were so happy. They sang welcome songs as we came down from the bus. And it didn't even seem forced. You could genuinely feel that these people were happy with what we had done for them. The more you give, the more you receive. And I think that's really important. Outside of things like material, things like money, gifts and all that, the best feeling you can ever get, especially if you have any form of privilege, whatever it may be, is that form of appreciation. That form of knowing that you positively impacted another human being's life, especially when you don't expect anything back in return. That feeling is one that has stayed with me up to this point. I still feel those butterflies when I'm seeing those kids' smiles in my head. And it really inspires me to do more charity and volunteer projects. And I'd really recommend anyone who has the capacity to do that, because that feeling never leaves you. And that's the best gift that you can ever give yourself. And finally, this is a bit of a extra lesson that I learned, but it's that smiles are universal. Yes, smiles are universal. I need to think about it like this. Regardless of any language, social, economic, political boundaries you might have, the one thing that I realized was universal all around the world, even if you go outside your own country, your home country, is a smile. So what I'm going to tell you guys today is wherever you go, always make sure to smile. You never know what somebody's going through. You never know how somebody's day might be going, but that one smile is what might make somebody's day. So show off your pearly whites and continue to do good for others, because the best gift you can ever give yourself is the gift of giving. Thank you.